Hey guys, this is Mark Goldberg from Mark Vlogs Watches. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Mark Goldberg, and this is paper flying away from Troy. But before we jump into the meat and potatoes of Troy's dilemma, remember, this is Mark Vlogs Watches. Okay, so we do have some meat and potatoes to jump into on this little bit of a windy day. However, as you know, first we have to get something out of the way, and it's the quick fist watch check, and here it is. Guys, I'm a dog trainer. Please support me and this channel by buying a copy of my latest book, The Art of Training Your Dog. Hardcover or electronic, you can get it globally. If you're not a dog lover, buy it for someone who is, and subscribe to this channel so we can do this again soon. Throw a like on this video. Now let's get along with the fist watch check. So today, guys, I am wearing the beautiful Pepsi GMT, which sort of has relevance to this letter here. So let's take a look at Troy's letter, and we'll be identifying him by first name and first name only. And as usual in these letters, which I encourage, markgoldberg8@gmail.com for your free questions. But as usual in these issues, there's like a key piece of data or two missing. But let's forge ahead and see what's troubling Troy. Dear Mark, I just watched your live stream with Bruce. He's referring to Bruce Williams. Dear friend, wonderful channel. Everybody, some of you know me, everybody knows Bruce Williams. So go ahead and check him out on YouTube if you're one of the few who are not already subscribed to Bruce. Just watch your live stream with Bruce. Fantastic. I loved your enthusiasm for the new Deep Sea, which is the Deep Sea Challenge. I did not know about you before today, but I have just subscribed to your channel. Thank you. Thank you for the interesting content. I want to run two questions past you. I have been lucky enough to get 3 watches from my AD. And wait till you hear the ones they are, because these are heavy hitters. Troy got a sub date, and he got a Batgirl, which is the blue and black version of this GMT on Jubilee, if he's calling it the Batgirl. Beautiful, beautiful. Didn't like it at first, but I've warmed up to it, because I got to tell you, since I started playing around with GMTs on Jubilee, man, I do love these watches now. And then the other thing that he got was the super beautiful Cermet, which a lot of us are calling the Starbucks. Okay, so man, that is 3 powerful watches. Started with a sub-date Batgirl and then the beautiful Cermet. Okay, but is he content? Is Troy laughing all the way to the AD, dropping off cases of champagne, celebrating his good fortune in that good relationship? No. Troy wants to push it Troy wants to take it to the next level. I mean, let's think about it for a second. Troy has had a series of very successful dates with an extremely beautiful woman. And he wants more. He wants to go where no man has gone before. Okay, sorry, I'm getting carried away here. But he wants a Daytona, and a Daytona is very rarefied air, okay? Even for a guy who has this little relationship going, and it's a good one. So good on you, Troy. But he goes on to say, I really want the Daytona. He didn't tell us which Daytona he wants. The Panda, the black, the white gold on Oyster Flex. Does he want the meteorite, the pave, the rainbow? I mean, guys, the two-tone. There are the solid gold. There are infinite variations of the Daytona, and I've got news for you. Every single one of them harder than the next. Probably the least hard of the hard would just be the Rolex, the steel and 18 karat gold. Not an easy watch to get. Used to be, but not anymore. But it's probably the easiest of the hard ones. I really want the Daytona. Boy, Troy, I really wish you'd have told us which one. My AD rep is very nice, but he tells me those are just so hard to come by. Really? Shocking. I mean, I waited years for mine, and I enjoy a relationship like you, and I still waited years. I don't know if you have any advice on how to not seem greedy, since he's been so generous to sell me these 3 huge models. Well, that's good. You know, Troy's appreciative. But I still want to go after this model. My AD is a very cool guy, extremely professional, and owns many watch brands, which is great. It means you talk watches with the guy, and that's really half the battle. I really enjoy chatting with him. He will likely retire in a few years. Great for him, bad for me. Once he retires, is it hard to get the desired watches from the store since no one else in the store knows you? Wow, so there's a lot that we could pick apart there. Okay, so let's start with the second question first. What happens when your guy retires? Well, I got to tell you, they know who you are at that store beyond the sales associate level. I assure you of that. They know who you are, and that would be because the sales associate can't just say, "Oh, look, we've had a Batgirl come in. Oh, look, we've had a Sermit come in. I'm going to give it to Troy. He's a nice guy." That is really not the way it works. If he's not the manager, if he's not the owner, then Troy, your sales associate, is going to have to go to his manager and make the case on multiple levels, for you to get that watch. First, Troy's salesperson has got to kind of be in line for the commission. The fact that he's a senior sales associate, sort of, getting on towards retirement age, well, that's good for you in the sense that, his manager probably knows him well. He's been there a long time and they want to feed him commissions now and again versus like the new kid, as so often happens. But at the same time, the owner has to juggle which of his cousins wanted a Batgirl and now you're going to get it and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of juggling that has to be done. So first, it's not as bad as you think. I assure you, they know who you are. But what you can do to sort of solidify that relationship beyond the retirement point, Troy, would be just stop in there sometime and I don't know, just bring a small something or another, just some small thoughtful gift, and just ask to be introduced to the manager or the owner. Don't phrase it up like, I don't trust you, who's your boss, but just, I've been shopping at this store a long time and you've done so wonderfully by me. Who do I give a great reference to? Who's your manager? Can I meet your manager? I want to tell him what a wonderful guy you are. And drop off the Starbucks or, the truffles or the macaron, at that time. Okay, just a thought so that you just weasel your way in there just a little bit deeper. But I'm pretty sure they already know who you are already. Okay. So now you have to read between the lines. You're asking for a Daytona. You are absolutely not going to get a Daytona, I don't think, based on what he's told you. Well, they're really hard to get. The salespeople at a good AD, and you're dealing with a great AD, that's clear. But the salespeople are never going to tell you, I can't do it. It's just not politic. They wouldn't do it. They also aren't going to tell you at a place like that, look, I'll tell you what, let me get my beak wet and I'll let you get in line here. I mean, you need $25,000 worth of diamond jewelry, wink, wink, by any chance? You need a bunch of Tag Heuers and Lady Datejusts? Let's make a deal here, buddy. They're not going to say that. And at a bad AD, they pretty much would, straight up. So I like your AD. I feel like they're doing their best to treat you nicely. Okay. So what you might do is, first off, pick which of the Daytonas you want. And I'm going to tell you what, straight up, if I were you, for your first Daytona, I'd be going for the Rolex one. If you go, I don't like that one, no problem. Abandon ship on this case for the AD and go straight to the gray market. I mean, right now you can pull down a black ceramic Daytona on oyster steel bracelet for, I want to say, like $28 in papers. Spectacular deal. I mean, it's a little smidgen over double retail, but dude, I mean, just a few months ago they were triple retail, so they have really come down to the point where it shouldn't absolutely, frost your cookies in order to be able to have to just, buy gray market. And if it was the Panda that you had your heart set on, and I'm kind of afraid it is, all right, so it's not going to be 28, it's probably going to be 32, 33, which is closer to triple retail, but it's down from 5x retail, So either that or go in there. Like if you're like, hey, you know what? I have an engagement ring to buy for my mistress, and I have a tennis bracelet to buy for my wife for our 5th anniversary. Go on in there, talk to your guy. But I would say, based on what he's telling you, what he's trying to tell you is, dude, I have done for you what I could, but I don't have the clout to pull you down the Daytona, which is another reason why you kind of want to meet the manager. You might want to, hey, Mr. Manager, Joe, I know he's been here with you in the store for 15 years. He's phenomenal. I want to give him good Yelp. I want to give you guys great Google reviews. So just give me some names, because I want to mention him. I want to mention you. You've treated me so well. Thanks. And say, what do you think about a Daytona? Is there any way? But if the answer is we've done for you what we could, well, that's fine. I'll tell you what you do is you get in line for something else that you love there, like a Sprite, or a Pepsi, or something else that they have that you really love. And here's the reason why. They're giving you not the tippy top of the pyramid, but they're giving you access to the next layer down. And I wouldn't blow that relationship out of greed for and lust for a Daytona at retail. And not only that, if they do put you in line for that, I think you should calculate out, even as a good customer who's not buying, hundreds of $1,000s worth of bribe jewelry and stuff, you better calculate on waiting 3 years. And during those 3 years, they're going to give you nothing else. I wouldn't do it. I'd head right over for the gray market. Well, guys, what do you think of Troy, his problem, and my advice? Talk to me in the comments. Write to me at markgoldberg8@gmail.com with your conundrum. And hey, we'll do this again soon. Goldberg, peace out.
Paint the sky.